really excited to play BYU at night here in our stadium. Tradition-rich program. Kalani is a wonderful man, good coach, really good coach. They've won 6 in a row. So we certainly have our work cut out for us. They're a big physical football team, doing a lot more on defense than they did a year ago and playing really well. So we're excited for our kids to get here, excited for a crowd to see a big-time football game here in our stadium.
For questions, press 10, and we'll begin with Cokie Riley of the Daily Advertiser.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
I was curious with Landon Jackson and Dwight McGlothern, both LSU transfers. What about Arkansas, the program you built? What about it has sort of allowed them to sort of slide in place and really fit in your program?
Well, they're good kids, and Landon he was hurt, most of the time over at LSU, and now I think he's playing for the reason that LSU recruited him in the first place. Nudi's done a nice job. There was a need here, big time need. He needed to step up and play immediately when he came in, and I just think sometimes kids need a different look. We had a couple of leave here that went to LSU, so I think kids just need a different feel at times, and it works out a lot of the time. Sometimes it doesn't, but for those two guys, it worked out for us, and Landon being a captain and all those things, it's a big deal, and we're glad that we have both of them.
You mentioned that Landon's the captain. What kind of presence, I guess, off the field have they brought to Arkansas as well?
I think just the work ethic. Landon obviously went from about 238 to 280 over the last spring and summer, and just what their character of the guys and Landon. I asked him to go to the SEC media days with us, and he represented the team well, and just a real popular guy. He does most of his talking on the field. He doesn't say a whole lot, but he goes to work each and every day.
Thanks, Coach.
Next is Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette.
Hey, good morning, Sam. The SEC has lost some of the high-profile, marquee-type games so far this year. And with you guys stepping into the national limelight this week, I'm wondering, are you aware of, what's happened so far in these cross-sectional games? And I know it's not maybe motivation for you, but, representing the conference kind of more this weekend.
Yeah, I think we all of us want to do well for our brand, for our logo, for the SEC logo. And this is, make no mistake, this is a huge game for us. I'm sure it is for BYU. But being on national TV and a night game at home, you have a different vibe. I'm sure you've been to practice. I'm sure you feel the vibe that's different. And these are what guys come to Arkansas for. But, yeah, we need to represent our brand and the SEC, and certainly that's part of it on our mind as well.
Yeah, you mentioned in your open that the BYU defense is a lot different, maybe more movement and stuff. You ran on them so well last year. What are they maybe doing different that could challenge your run game more this time?
Well, I think the key for us is we've got to have explosive plays, and because they're going to have some. We're going to have some runs that we're going to, not make any yards on. I mean, schematically they do so much, but they're a movement front, and they'll cross the center space with the nose, which is always something you have to be prepared for. But they're going to feel ABC. They're all ABC blitzes and D blitzes, and they do them out of multiple fronts, so that makes them very difficult. They don't show them, particularly where we have a beat on what's coming. So our linemen are going to have to play with their head up. We're going to have to block well on the perimeter and things of that nature. But they're just really aggressive. I would say where Mississippi State has become a very aggressive defense in a fire zone, a man zone principle. That's what BYU will deliver to us Saturday night.
Next is Steve Moulton, WZZN.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well today.
Thank you.
Wanted to ask about the linebacker core in particular. A lot of experience there with BYU with number 2 and number 10. And I'm not even going to try his last name, Coach, but I wanted to ask what kind of challenges they bring to you guys this week.
Yeah, I like them both. And to be honest with you, you could add Max Tooley in that too. I love Max Tooley. I think he's a hard playing son of a gun. Seems like a leader on his team, but Bywater, number 2, he's certainly played well. Their whole defense has in the first 2 games, but having guys that's played a lot of ball there, and the 10 is from a transfer from Utah State. They played a lot of football, so they're an older group of guys anyway, so they're mature and smart. They're always in the right gaps. But you hit it. Those 3 guys are definitely, in my opinion, the leaders of the football team.
Statistically, you guys are first in the SEC, 4th nationally in rush defense. How good does your rush defense look to you, Coach, through a couple of games?
Well, we've had a lot of negative plays. We've had a lot of sacks, and we've had a lot of behind the line of scrimmage plays, and those certainly go into the rushing department, and they help us, and it's certainly part of the game. But our defense, we felt like we'd be pretty good on the D-line. Probably didn't play as well the first game as we did the second game, and we raised a little more havoc in the second game. But, as long as our linebackers are making the fits off of those guys and tackling well, which I felt like we tackled a little bit better week 1 than 2, then we should have a really good rush defense.
Thank you, Coach.
That's going to wrap you up, Coach. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Thank you.